Today's show brought to you live from Lounge Media Group Studios. It's Pedro and the Freight Hound with the Logistics Lounge. The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.
Yo, yo, yo. What's happening? Everybody out there in internet land. We hope wherever you are, you're having a fantastic hump day. Mr. Hound, how was your hump day?
It was great, man. I'm just getting some new business, getting ready for the busy season. Super pumped for this show. Love this guy and love his truck, man. It's going to be a great time. So, just trying to help us out with these technical difficulties over here. StreamYard, get your ish together, please. But Other than that, dude, no complaints. How are you doing, Mr. Pedro?
Dude, I'm having a wonderful day myself. Got set back up with an old customer that I haven't dealt with in quite some time, and got a meeting set up with another prospect on Friday. Moved some freight today. Made some good money. Of course, I screwed over all the carriers. I only pass out $1.50 a mile loads. So, and I take 50% in bangers. Cha-ching! No, I'm joking.
Oh,
So, no, it was a good day, man. Really, really good day. So, I always love Wednesdays, dude. Honestly, it's even if I have a crappy day, I always got this to look forward to, and this just always brightens the day. And we got Mr. Couch with us today. So, I second your excitement for the show, dude. It was pleasure meeting him and talking to him there and getting to know him a little bit. And we've heard nothing but good things continuously about him since we met him. So looking forward to this one too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's about it.
What we got going on in the news today?
We got a follow-up to a story we did. I don't know if it was last week before, but trying to keep them drivers informed out there about some stuff. This one a lot of people were excited about, and unfortunately, we have to kill the excitement. So, Lounge Media News brought to you by AR Doc Pro and sourced from truckingnewshub.com. All right, here we go. EPA for almost 2 decades has required medium and heavy-duty diesel vehicles to use DEF and after-treatment systems to reduce NOx emissions. However, the Trump administration targeted the repeal last month of using the endangerment finding, which has allowed presidential administrations to regulate 6 greenhouse gases since 2009. Many in the industry, including truck and engine manufacturers, rejoiced at the news about this happening. Daimler Truck North America said, "We commend the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, better known as EPA, for its decision to revisit greenhouse gas Phase 3 standards for heavy-duty vehicles." They further said that the original requirements for zero-emission vehicles were infeasible in terms of technology readiness, infrastructure availability, and cost feasibility. We are pleased that the EPA is working to ensure the environmental progress is achieved, but in alignment with economic and operational reality. However, even if the repeal of the federal greenhouse gas mandates stick, the emissions-related thing that many fleets and drivers hate most, or the DEF system and the other after-treatment systems that are on the trucks, they are not going away. In fact, they will largely be unaffected, says the North American Council for Freight Efficiency, Director Mike Roth. He said, after-treatment is not a direct greenhouse gas solution. We tend to call NOx and PM pollutant emissions, and they are directly attached to human health. And he said breathing in the air, carbon, greenhouse gases themselves is different in that it affects climate and it causes other health concerns. He says all that to say that, they kind of fall under a different thing. This really isn't going to affect that. Daimler North America, again, they noted in a statement to Commercial Carrier Journal, where we got this article, that the proposal does not modify EPA's existing requirements for criteria pollutants, including NOx and PM. They say these standards will remain in place and they continue to be enforced independently of any changes that the EPA makes to the greenhouse gas regulations. So, sorry to burst everyone's bubble. I'm just the deliverer here, or the messenger. As I say, don't shoot the messenger. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll still have some good effects. Maybe possibly be able to the manufacturers be able to make some changes and not have to do certain things to trucks, which could lower the price of them, right? Maybe you'll be able to get certain things removed. Maybe not the after-treatment systems, but who knows? Maybe there'll be some loopholes here that carriers and stuff will be able to find that this will be able to benefit them in the long. Because these DEF system, I don't know one driver that's ever said I like the DEF system. Like it's the dumbest, the absolute dumbest freaking thing in the world, bro. I really don't understand it either. So but there we go. You got anything you want to? I agree. Defund the EPA immediately. You better watch out because you wrote defend. So he came back. Defund. A lot of people still are delete, man. You know, and them glider kits are still a huge thing. And my son, he's always on Marketplace, and he's always like, "Dad, look at this old semi, man. This thing is like 25 years old, 30 years old. It's got." 750,000 miles on it. Why is it so much more? Why does it cost almost as much as brand new? And I was like, dude, that is the most coveted truck out there right now, dude. like, man, if anyone could get their hands on a freaking, pre-LED truck, man, they are going to make that shit happen. And those things are gold, man. If you're in the trucking industry, don't invest in gold. Invest in old trucks and rebuild the engines, dude. You know what I'm saying? You could probably sell a complete rust bucket, man, as long as it drives down the highway.
It is crazy though, dude. Seeing like a 2022 truck for like $40,000 and you get like a 93 or some shit, it's like 250,000 yes. Just a rust bucket. It's like, I get
it. Don't lowball me. I know what I got. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, dude. Yeah. So, but either way, there we go. We'll see. We'll continue to see how it plays out. Like I said, still could be some benefits there for people to be had. So. Hey, I'm all for protecting Mother Earth. I've said it plenty of times enough. Humans, we've absolutely destroyed this planet. There is no going back. So whatever we can do to prolong her health and maybe take back some of the damage, I am all for. But stupid technology is not what we do. I mean, the death system would be a completely different thing if it worked and didn't cause other problems. I mean, I looked at a report. I'll end on this. I had looked at, an article a while back where someone had did a study on a truck without a DEF system and a truck with the DEF system as far as the maintenance bills on it. And the truck with the DEF system far exceeded the one without. And I think it was something like 78% or 88% of all the repairs done to the truck with the DEF system were DEF system related problems. So, Yep. But yeah, that's all I got. I'll get off my soapbox.
All right. Well, you're gonna get this show on the road there, amigo.
I am, man. Everyone, right. My long lost twin brother, Hunter. Thank you for finding him, man. If it wasn't for you, me and him would still be disconnected. So
that's the only reason I invited you to Large Cars Guitars, man. I was like, it was a big surprise.
Anyway, Phillip Couch, founder and owner of Couch Trucking and the builder of the beautiful, beautiful truck called New Testament.
And homemade wine and country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. Because you can't starve us out and you can't make us run. Those when them old boys raised on shotgun.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
What's up, everybody?
Jamie said y'all do it. I know we do. It's kind of messed up, isn't it, Jamie? Oh man, Phillip, how are you doing, brother? It looks like you're still at the office.
Yeah, I'm still sitting here in the office. It's the best place to do it. Today was paperwork day, and that's the day I hate.
Man, every business owner has that day, the paperwork day, and you have to have it. And most people, they either do it at the beginning of the week or the end of the week because it's the shit they hate the most. So they either want to get it over or they want to save it till the end so they can go home and drink a beer to wash down their pain.
It's a lot of pain, that's for sure. But hey, somebody's got to do it. That's why I most of the time have ladies doing it. But then sometimes I have to come in and do all this bidding on new jobs and stuff. And that's where I come in play at on a lot of it.
Well, fantastic, man. How before we get into it, how have you been doing since we saw you in Bristol, man? I mean, you've been pretty busy, haven't you?
Yeah, we've been pretty busy. We've hit up a few shows. We got one coming this weekend in Lebanon, Virginia. Can't wait to be a part of that one. It's a real good show. Great people up there. Great atmosphere to be part of. Man, we've come back from Bristol. I think we bought a couple more trucks, hired a few more drivers, and been running pretty hard here lately.
Man, that's good. I was just about to ask you if you were able to fill some of those slots. I remember we did the interview. You had said that you guys were hiring, so that's it's good to hear that you got yourself on some drivers, man. Did you just fill some trucks, or did you getting some new work and need more drivers still, or what?
Right now, actually, I just got done with some new jobs there. I guess we're going to look at buying a couple more trucks here in the next few weeks if everything keeps going good. And I'm going to have to look at hiring a few drivers. I'm looking to hire a local driver now down in the Chattanooga area. That's what I've been looking at here lately. I need another truck put in down there. I've got one to put them in. I just got to find the driver to stick in the truck. And then there's other jobs we got. We're fixing to try to buy a couple more trucks and add a few other drivers in too.
Man, that is that's amazing to hear, Phillip. You know, someone growing and building. You know, all we hear in this industry now is the doom and gloom. You know what I mean? So it's good to hear some positive feedback from someone finally.
The business is out there, and I think a lot of it nowadays is just how hard and how much do you want it. I mean, do you want to sit back and say, hey, let it come to me, or do you want to go out and find it? You know, it's a dog-eat-dog world out here in this trucking business. Everybody tries to cut your throat every day. I try to leave everybody else alone, stay in my own lane, do my thing, and that's the way I've always grew is, you know, I don't worry about what everybody else is doing. It's what I'm doing, what my company's doing, and how to proceed to the next step to our company growth.
Man, there we go. All right, in the show right there. Phillip done said it all. Right there in the first 3 minutes. We're done, folks. Y'all have a great Wednesday. Oh man, I love it. I love it. Speaking truth, man, and you know, speaking testament, right? That's something else we're going to talk about here, man. We had an incredible interview, dude. You and I, and so we definitely wanted to continue on that, which is why I brought you on. But we're going to get you started the way we get everyone started, Phillip, and that is, who is Phillip Couch, and how did you get to be the owner of a trucking company and decide to build custom trucks as well?
Well, Phillip Couch is a nobody from a small town. That's the way I've always told everybody. I just stay back in the buckle brush in the shadows. Nobody famous. But I've always had love for trucks in my life. It's just something that I've always took an interest in. My family done it. I rode with my uncles and my cousins in trucks, and it just grew in my heart to be part of my love that it's something I wanted to do. And when I got to the age where I could do it, I went and got my CDLs, and I started being just a company driver like everybody else had started out with, and proceeded that path for a long time. And then when the door opened to actually buy a truck, I thought, was this the right time? And because when I bought my truck in 2018, times was hard. You hear everybody tell war stories, how hard it was out there. And I thought, well, God's opened the door, so I might as well try for it. And I did, and I've never looked back. It was times hard, yes. Did I think I was going to fail every day? Did I beat against everything? I mean, it was a hard task at hand, but I was one of those I've always been hard-headed, and it's hard for me to give something up. I'm going to give it my all and see where it ends up at, and that's kind of where Couch Trucking come along. I leased on to companies, and I guarantee you could ask everybody out here on the air right now, how many times have you done dirty by a lease company? Everybody's going to raise their hand. They're out there. You just got to weed through them and find the right people to be on with. And that's kind of what happened to me. I got with the wrong people and left a bad taste in my mouth. And, the door opened for me to open up Couch Trucking. And, I thought, well, here we go. This is a new path. Let's see what we can do with it. And, this next month right here, we'll be in business for 4 years. So it's nothing I've done. It's God's helped me the whole way. He's allowed me to grow when the time is right. So I won't take the credit on that part. It's the doors that He's opened and the doors that He's gave me opportunities to walk through is what I've done.
Man, glad we didn't end the show a few minutes ago. Holy God, it just keeps getting better and better and better here, All right, Phillip. So, when first off is how long have you been trucking? You said you got your first truck in 2018, but how long were you driving before that?
I've been driving since 2022. I think is when I first climbed in the seat of a truck that I could actually, it was me. I drove them quite a few times prior to that without CDLs, and let's be that outlaw. You hear everybody talk about the outlaw world, and most people out here that's old truckers have been in it for a while. Everybody's had some outlaw parts that they've done, and I drove them ever since I've been 18-year-old. I run them everywhere, without CDL. To truly say I was legal and could actually pass through something, go through an inspection station, not have to worry about nothing, 2022.
Nice. Cool, man. Sweet, brother. So when you first got into trucking, man, walk us through the different types of trucking that you've done, man, different kind of equipment types, and then bring us to what you're you're currently doing now, and finish that up with what is your favorite type? Is it what you're doing now, or do you got something else that you kind of enjoy doing?
Well, back when when I first started as a company driver, it was van trailers, and then it came on up to where I started hauling heavy equipment, and I done all that for about 5 years. Really enjoyed it. And then whenever I bought my first truck, I done flatbed work in there too for other companies. And when I bought New Testament and first started with it, I started out doing flatbed work, and we ran with it for I think it's about 5 months. Work was pretty good. It was consistent, and then you started seeing it kind of filter away. And then I jumped on with a dump truck company. Page is who I leased onto next to try the dump truck world, pulling a dump bucket. And we done that for a few months, and then leased on with another company and continued to do it until we started Couch Trucking. And now we still do dump trucks. So we do flatbeds, we do low boy work here, we do high side work, van trailer work. If it's out there and we can grab it, we're going to reach and grab it. The thing about it is, whenever we grab it, we're going to make sure it's going to pay the drivers good, it's going to pay the truck good. Because, anybody can go out here and pick up a nickel freight, but I ain't looking for a nickel freight. I'm looking for something to put money in the bank, keep the trucks rolling. And that's the problem, and then where we've been to today and, things that I've done, my favorite to do still to this day is heavy equipment and dump trucks, frameless dumps. I love frameless dumps. Frameless dumps something it's interesting everywhere you go. Am I level? Is this load heavy to the passenger side, driver side? Too much on the front? How's it going to come out? How's this going to work? And it's the excitement of it that really gets me. And that's something I've always loved about the frameless dump, and the low boys and the heavy equipment is something that I love too because it's always something different. I hate doing the same routine. Let me go back into this dock, get this load on, go over to this place, back in dock, unload. If I had to do that, I'd probably just stay at home because, man, I just can't do it. It ain't in me. I got to be more physical, something challenging every day.
Keep it exciting.
And yeah, sorry, go ahead, Hunter.
I was just saying, yeah, keeping it exciting, man. Not just bumping docks out here like all you're talking about, dude. That's a good way to keep you keep that flame burning every day. Make you want to get in that
Well,
truck.
you take people that bumps in dock, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. And if you love it, you love it. But you notice you talk to people that does it a lot, and they begin to tell you, man, I'm getting burned out on this. It's the same thing everywhere as I go. And that's why I started searching for different things for me to do because I get real bored real quick easy if I'm doing the same thing day in and day out. And, the group of guys that I have working for me now, they're all the time telling me if I leave them on something too long, hey, find me something else. I need something else to do, something else to do. So, and the way we mix everything up with the drivers we have today, it keeps everybody something to do, something different every day, and it keeps them interested in the job. That's just like when you work a 9-to-5 job, you're going in a plant or whatever, and you're doing the same thing day in and day out. You just finally get burned out to where, there's no love there for it no more. So you got to keep it kind of interesting and keep the momentum going, I feel.
That's a really good point. And, I also would say that it goes into, why you're successful and while you are building and expanding is, you're diversified, man. Actually just talking about this the other day, as far as like the freight that I try to do as a broker. A lot of brokers, they talk about niche, and, not hating on anyone with niche. A lot of carriers, it's the same way. You do van, you do reefer, you do open deck, whatever it is, you have this little niche that you try to stay. And I made the comment, what is a good book of freight business and investment portfolio have in common? Diversification. You know what I mean? You gotta, you need to mix it up and have things. And I learned that lesson the hard way. I put a lot of my eggs in one niche basket, thought I had everything on lockdown, and man, it all came crumbling down, and I paid the price for it. So, now when people ask me what's my niche, I say my niche is freight. If that shit goes on a truck, I want to help you move it. Like, that's just where I'm at.
Well, that's it. If you called me and you've been a broker and you called me up and said, hey, I've got this load and all I can do is one thing, and it's something that I'm not doing, and I've got to turn that load down. But at the same time, you call me as a broker and say, hey, I've got this oversized load, or hey, I got this load of sand, rock, glass, whatever it may be that needs to go to here. I can feel that need. And that's why I've tried to grow the business is the more versatile we are to be able to be out here, people calls on you more. If you're just staying in one thing, you can make a living at it, and there's nothing wrong with it. Companies do it every day, and I'll not knock them for it because that's where they found their home at, and there's nothing wrong with it. Just me as my individual person who I am, I've got to do more than just one thing. I like my hands being in different stuff. I like, that's why I work on a lot of my own equipment. I don't have a full-time mechanic. Today you might see me drive a New Testament. Tomorrow you might be seeing me drive a Peterbilt. Tomorrow you might see me laying up under a truck changing a clutch out or a drive line. Who knows? I mean, that's what I like about what I do, and that's why I'm more versatile for who I am. And by seeing you drivers seeing you do that, besides just sitting behind the desk all day long and never getting out there in the work field with them, drivers begin to see that, and then they take that to heart too. But if the boss man's out there sweating, getting greasy with them, driving, staying up late, it goes a long way with your drivers as well.
Absolutely. I tell my bosses, he started this company about 20 years ago with one truck, was busting freight out of one of his customers' warehouses, and still to this day. I mean, Pedro, he was on the show with us a couple weeks ago. He was with his family, drove from Canada down to New Jersey just to fix up one of our freight liners, and then drove back. Now he's about to go down to Texas. So, boots on the ground, that does make a difference, and that's with anything. You can't ask someone to do something that you wouldn't or are currently doing yourself. So, good way to keep an army together there. But
oh, go ahead, Hunter. Sorry, bro. I wasn't trying to.
Oh, no. You go on, Pedro. I was about to jump on.
I was I was going to say that in the times that we're in, Philip, I think that trying to have your hands in as much as you're able to is a good thing. Things are really struggling right now for a lot of things. The spot market, even for direct shipper freight, man. People are shrinking, things are hard, and you really do have to expand yourself. And you look at all these mega carriers, man. You may see a night transportation truck going down the road, and all you think is dry van, and it's like, well, let me tell you, man. Night they're into rail, they're into dray, they're into reefer. Like, they do everything, because they know, hey, we built it on this, but we need other things to do this. JB Hunt, Warner, all of them, all the same thing. Even the open deck carriers. Maverick is an excellent example there. I mean, look, they do flatbed, step deck, specialized, like glass, all these type of things. So, I think spreading yourself out there more is the proper way to expand and help your company stay afloat when times get hard. And furthermore, the fact that you are so involved in your company, as far as like fixing your trucks and being involved in the other ways that you are. Also, I see that is something that is lacking in a lot of owner operators now. Most of them don't even know what their cost per mile is. You got people that go and pay someone to put on wiper blades, for God's sakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is that even a service offered in a truck stop? Like, I'm at a shop. I'm serious. I am so serious, bro. If you cannot change windshield wiper, you have no business being behind the wheel of a semi. I mean, that right there, that should be on the damn CDL test. I'm serious.
Well, I've sent my boys that works for me, they went through the truck driving school, and, they told them in the truck driving school they didn't have to worry about changing tires, checking oil, and all this. And my son said, you don't come work for my dad because you got to check your oil, you got to change your wiper, you got to change your tire. Hey, you do it all. I mean, every driver I have, I'm very blessed on that part because, man, they'll jump in, they'll help you change oil, they'll help you grease the truck, change your tire, anything like that. And, I can sit and say that I'm very successful, but at the end of the day, I'm really not. I am just because of the people that's behind me working with me. That's who's made me who I am. God's opened the doors. I've went through them, and then the guys that's working for me has really brought me to where I am. And that's what hurts a lot of time. Too many people's out here wanting to take the credit. I feel that they're this and that, and just like the first interview I done with you, I told you I'm a nobody, and that's still the way I am today. If it wasn't for the 17 guys behind me running the wheels off these trucks, I'd still be a nobody. Nobody would know who I am today. And I wouldn't even have built New Testament more than likely because, it takes funds to be able to do this stuff. And, that's where it all comes from. And, so my thing is my hats is off to my guys. They bust their tails day in and day out. And, if they have an issue, a lot of times they call me, hey, boss man, this is wrong. I'm going to get the part. I'm fixing the truck. I'm going to be back on the road. That takes a lot of pressure and stress off of me to have drivers in that situation that will go and do that stuff. If I had to run to Nashville and Chattanooga, Knoxville, way up in Kentucky, over in North Carolina, and different places where we're hauling, if I had to run all of them, I would never be nowhere. So, trucks would stay broke down 90% of the time. But because those guys has tools and don't care to use them, that is a big help today.
I'd agree. It is. That's why I said it's something that's some sorely lacking. Even from the company driver standpoint. A lot of these company drivers, they have that mindset of, it's not mine. I don't have to pay the bill. What do I care? And I wasn't like that personally. I wasn't trained that way. To me, I was trained, hey, this may not be your truck, but it is your income stream. And if this thing breaks down, you're going to be off the road and not making money. So you better do good pre-trips. You better take your stuff in for your maintenance calls and do everything you're supposed to do to keep this thing top notch and running and fix what you can. I've said it many times. I used to carry extra airlines. Every single bulb that went on my truck, I had two. I had extra pigtails. All these things that if something stupid happened, like I wanted to try to make sure I had the stuff in there to keep myself off the side of the road. And so, that's a testament to you and your guys. And it's very rare that you get an entire workforce that's like that, man. And kudos to you for giving them credit. It's behind everyone is a strong team. Like I said, you can't do it by yourself.
Well, that's like me right now. I know you see me looking down on my phone. I've got a driver having the issue. He's asked me how to do and what he needs to do, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get that load to the next place. That's what it's all about, and things that I've seen out here. And I've had people come to me for interviews, wanted a job, and didn't even know how to raise the hood on a truck. I'm sorry, that's a red flag for me right off the rip. If you can't raise the hood on a truck, you pretty much ain't gonna fit in here with me. And I don't mean it in a bad way, but you got to do those pre-trips, like you said, because that's the way to cost you a motor, transmission, just different things that it can cost you down the road, and it can put a company out of business in a hurry. Look at the companies today that hiring people like that's went out of business, and we've wondered why. Well, whenever you're sitting and you're seeing these trucks just go down one after the other, something's got to give eventually. Warranties got great for the new trucks, and it's going to cover certain things, but is it really going to call lazy butt driver syndrome? Is it going to cover that? If you can't check nothing, how can it be warranted?
Facts right there, man. Facts right there. Telling you, pre-trips are the number one thing, man. That's and preventive maintenance. Cars, trucks is all the same. They call it preventive for a reason, dum-dum. You know what I mean? Like, if you do it, it prevents a lot of other bad things. Some things you can't account for. They just happen. But, you keep your oil changed, keep your tires changed, and, you keep things greased up and all that stuff, and you're going to be good. I had the habit every time I went home, I turned my truck into the shop. And even if it didn't, even if I wasn't supposed to, like, and every time, oh, well, you're not scheduled for anything. I don't care. Look it over. Grease something. I don't know, dude. Like, look at this thing. I've been gone traveling across America for, the past 8,000 miles. Something might be wrong here. Let's just give her a once over. Why don't we? So, on that note, talking about the things that you do that set you apart, as a company owner and as a boss, a leader, all those things, what other advice, besides some of the things you've talked about here with the maintenance and having a good team, that you would maybe give some of these carriers, owner operators out there, that could maybe help them in these hard times?
If I was going to try to give somebody advice, and I'm not much good at giving advice, I really ain't, but I try my best to help everybody if they ever ask me or something. The best thing I can give them, the number one thing that I see the major issue with, and a lot of people agree with me, probably a lot of people won't agree with me, is everybody is so, like I told you in the first interview, everybody's worried about everybody down the road. Joe Brown over here, Joe Blow over here, they're hauling this, they're hauling that. And the thing about it is you get so wrapped up in what everybody else is doing, you take the eyes off what you need to be focusing on. For example, the best way I can give that advice is, you might price the load that if you feel in your heart and that's where you're going to make money and it's paying you $3 a mile and that's all you need, but somebody over here is getting paid $6 a mile, you start worrying about him too much and you're going to lose out on yours because you're so focused on that extra money. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, I've seen it happen so many times. Somebody had it bid for this and this guy had it bid for that. And you'll notice the guy that's got it bid higher, a lot of times will be gone when the guy that's got the lower haul and sitting there working his tail off, he'll still be there and achieve a lot farther. And the best advice I can give everybody is just focus on what you're doing. Put everything on what you got. Don't worry about what anybody else is hauling, what everybody else is doing. Just what you're doing at that point in time. And if you'll keep the focus on you in your lane and stay in your lane, I think you'll succeed that way. That's kind of how I've done. I could have worried about everybody else. I've had, places we've hauled, we went in, and, their drivers, man, hey, we're making this, and tell my drivers, and my drivers call me, and I'm like, look, don't worry about what their drivers are doing. This is what we said we'll do our job for. Let's worry about it. If we'll worry about what our job is, the rest of it will come along. And, something's went right by staying in my lane and doing what I do for the last 4 years. And, I don't believe in going in and undercutting nobody. I won't do that. I don't believe that. If a company calls me and asks me what my rate is, this is my rate. It's not just for this company. It's for all companies out there. If just like you as a broker, if you call me and ask me to load, what I charge the broker over here is the same rate you're going to pay. And if you want to pay it, hey, that's fine. If you don't, hey, no hard feelings. Catch me on the next load. And that's where, a lot of people get hurt and they get their feelings hurt in different ways because everybody starts moving in their lane, and then it becomes a fight. And then the next thing you know, what's paying good money is now paying no money because everybody's fighting for that little bit of money, and then it goes away. Instead of trying to just work together and worry about what you're doing. Don't worry about what anybody else has got going on.
I think you just described the freight market of 2024 to 2025 because that is what everybody's been doing, it seems, man. They get a little whiff of, oh, this freight's doing good. And then, brokers undercutting. And then those shippers are like, oh, well, obviously I can get this done cheaper. And then it's just shit service, drivers getting undercut, and then you're just working for pennies on the dollar.
Well, see, I've hauled for companies before, and, I set a rate, and, they called me up and said, hey, this company over here, so they can come in and do it for X amount of dollars. Can you do it? No, sir. This is my rate. Well,
yep.
If you want to give it to them, you give it to them. And, they have, and they don't haul it, and they end up calling me to come haul it. But here's something that the old gentleman here that I hold real high in my life, I always did. He's gone, and, he run the company for a lot of years, trucking company, and, man, he set me down and done a lot of good talks with me, and because as a young guy getting into it, I needed the old hands' help. And the old hands will teach you the right way if you'll just listen to them. It may hurt you. It may cut you to the bone because what you're doing is wrong. But if you'll listen to the old hands, they'll help you a whole lot and teach you. And something he told me, he said, man, he said, listen, he said, don't matter what anybody else hauls it for, haul it for what you want to haul it for. That's your rate. That's what you believe in. If somebody comes in and cuts you and underdoes you, most than likely that underdoes you, they're either not going to perform the job correctly or they're going to back out because they ain't making no money not long after they get into it. And then that company's going to come back calling for you because of where you're at. But the thing that I've learned with that and what he told me to do is if I tell you, like if you was calling me up, Pedro, and say, hey, I got a load that's paying $500. And I tell you, hey, my rate's $700. And somebody over here calls in and says, hey, I'll do it for $450 or $500, and you give it to them. But then they only do it one or two times, and you call me back and I give you my rate, and then you ain't got somebody to get it, but you know what my rate is, and you're going to pay it now. Now you're going to pay more than that because I gave you the rate that I would do the job. Now I'm having to go back in behind somebody else and do their job. So now instead of that load that I was going to do for $700, you're going to pay me probably $900,000, or I won't touch it.
Damn, that's quite the markup, man. Holy, that's the highest market rate. No,
hey,
I'm so with it, man. I'm so with it.
Hey, I'm like this. I mean, if you can either pay for good you pay for good quality work or you pay for crappy work. And if I give you a good quality price to start with and you turn it down, that's on you to have to pay for me to have to come back in and do it for somebody else.
Yep, I'm there with you. And two things on that. So one, talking about old heads, like you were saying what all of the other vets, like the pre-COVID drivers that have been in this business are saying. I'm not worried about what someone else is hauling freight for. I'm worried about what I'm making. I don't care what Jimmy's over here doing. I'm worried about Pedro. I'm making money hauling it for the rate I'm hauling it for, and that's all I care about. And all of them say that exact same thing. They all, everyone's complaining, oh, this broker's done this and this carrier's done that. And they're like, dude, why, look at the time you're wasting spending on that instead of the time you could be spending on making yourself more money, and I say that I am the same way as a broker. I've said this many a times, and I made many a post about it, and that, customers, they come to me, I give you my rate, that's my rate. And if you come back to me and say, well, I really want you to do it, but so-and-so is going to do it for $50 less. Well, call fucking so-and-so.
Give it to them.
I gave you my rate. I am not discounting my service because someone else has undervalued themselves. Maybe that's what they need, but this is what I need. So you can either give that to me or you can just go give it to them. And so I feel I'm the same exact way. And I think that is a huge problem. I feel with business owners, period, man, everyone is just you're so worried about staying in business and, keeping your employees employed, trying to be successful and make money, expand all these things. And, sometimes I think that people get in that mind frame of all money is good money. And that is far from the truth, man. Far, far from the truth. And, just because it's right there sitting in front of you and it's easy to get doesn't mean that that's the thing that you need to be doing, and never undervalue yourself. And you talk about that old man that you knew. I had a friend of mine when I owned my first small business, when it was a franchise and it failed, but that was the franchise fault because they went out of business. But he was a plumber, man, and he is the highest level plumber you can be. I don't know what it is, but he's up there. And when he taught me two lessons. One, you don't give friends discounts. Your friends pay you full price because that's what friends do. They support you. So that was the first thing. He's like, you never do anything for a friend and charge them less because you're friends. He said, two, you don't give discounts and undervalue yourself at all, not even $5. Like, I think his rate was like $125 an hour, and the average plumber in the area was like $75. And I'm like, dude, that's a lot. And he's like, yeah, man, but he's like, I know what I'm doing. He's like, I've been doing this so long, I got all this schooling, all these things behind me, everything. He's like, you're going to pay me for all of this experience because I'm worth it. So, I think those are very hard lessons for business owners, period, to learn, but especially owner operators and carriers.
Oh yeah, it is. And the thing of it is, like I said, the thing that I've watched and what I've done and watch what people else has done, just kind of taking advice where I could get it from the old hands, and that they had a lot of things that they told me, and the one thing that I love so much about this business with brokers that I've learned, and people falls into that trap so much that I think is they say backhaul. So the backhaul ought to be cheaper. Well, here's the thing: if I run 600 miles out there for $1,000, then I've got that same 600 miles come back. It's going to pay me the same, or I'm not bringing it back. And they get it where it's a backhaul, cut the rate. No, there's no such thing. Miles is miles, wear and tear is wear and tear at the end of the day. And so many people has bid in on that backhaul. How's it any different than running the first miles out there? I mean, that's the thing that I don't understand about people, and everybody has bid in on that about a backhaul. I'll just tell you, me, if I'm running 600 miles out, I've got 600 miles to come back if I'm coming straight back, or if I'm going somewhere else, I got those miles. There's no such thing as a backhaul. It's a load. And the load's going to pay me the exact same thing I went out. It's going to pay me to come back, or I'll just leave it where it's at, because the thing that I've learned whenever I'm hauling something, and this is my mindset, and I'm not going to say it's everybody else's, but my mindset is when I'm going to haul your freight out there, if I have to come back empty, that load's going to pay me enough that I can come back empty, not bring back cheap freight.
I see it like this, man. Like, you should make more money going home, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you go into the house, bro. Like, man, things is good. You should be excited making more money on the way back. Like, I took the cheap stuff on the way out. I'm trying to double it on the way back.
That's it. And that's just my mindset that I've been. And, I've talked to a lot of people about it. And I get where people's coming from and how they see it. But, man, don't fall into that trap. That trap will get you. I mean, it will really get you. And I've heard people say, well, I can take it at pace for my fuel going back home. You should have priced that in the load going out there, because then you still getting your fuel paid for, and you ain't wearing the wear and tear on your truck to haul that load back. Us being over here in East Tennessee, We got a lot of mountains over here that we have to go up and down. And if I go down them and up them, going wherever I'm going, I got to do the same thing. And so to me, I've still got to climb those mountains to get back up. So if I'm bringing your load back cheaper, I'm just putting more wear on my truck that way. And to me, it's got to pay the same or more. It just depends on what it is and what we're looking at the time.
Man, brother, say no more. Totally agree with you. I'm with you. I don't understand that at all. I just don't. I mean, to me, in no respect does that make sense. Not in any job. It's like saying at the end of the day, well, I was going to let you go at 4 o'clock, but I'll let you stay till 5. But you got to work for half of your hourly rate. Like, what the hell? No, saying like,
but you get to skip rush hours.
yeah. Like nowhere does that make sense to me, So or no.
That's another thing too, man. Like there's someone based out of where you're delivering to. So like, are they taking half price out? No. Like,
exactly, and that's it. And just like you said, about the pay. You work somewhere that you work 40 hours a week, and anything over 40 is time and a half. Well, guess what? It's the same thing in trucking. I mean, you don't lose money when you go on overtime, so why would you want to do that here trucking? I mean, because at the end of the day, when you're driving that truck, that's your life, and that's your familyhood. That's how you're providing for your family. And the thing, like I tell all my drivers, and if you ever see some of them talk to them, they'll tell you the same thing. When they come on to work for me, I don't look at them as a driver. They're somebody to me. They're family to me. And the thing about it is, when I give you a job, it's my job to make sure you make enough money to provide for your wife, your family, your kids, whatever it may be that you spend your money on. Because at the end of the day, when I took you on, I took them as well as part of my business. Because if you're not making a living, then how are you going to take care of those?
Man, telling you what, now I see why the truck is named what it is. We're gonna have to start. Well, there already is a book of Phillip. Darn, never mind. I was about to have a good one right there, but I was like, oh, never mind. There already is a book of Phillip. All right. So before
like I said, I think the big help is where I come from, a small town. It's always been about family, and that's the way I was raised. It's always about family. And when I started this business, I worked for people that I was a number. You call in the dispatch, what's your truck number? You tell them your name, they wouldn't even know who you was. If you call me with your truck number, I got to call the office and ask who it is. So you better tell me your name, or pretty much I'm going to know who you are, because I don't know truck numbers. I don't think about truck numbers. I don't keep up with that. It's just something I don't do. And I've worked for people that treated me like family, and I took both from both worlds of different things, and that's who's made me who I am. And, to me, like I told, and I still just tell everybody, I'm a nobody. It's not about the fame to me. I'm still going to be me at the end of the day. You see me on the side of the corner, I'm still going to be the same guy. I mean, just like here on your interview, I didn't put on nice clothes. This is my everyday work clothes, sleeves cut out, blue jeans, nasty, dirty work pants, and boots. That's just who I am every day, Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday is going to be the same.
Dang it, son. Woo-wee. Let's go. All right. Before we get into talking about New Testament here, I guess to say, a final question from me would be, what are some changes that you've seen in the industry over your time, Phillip, that you both like and you don't like? Some things maybe that you feel we should go back to the old ways of doing.
Well, the first thing I'd hit on probably my desk life. I wish everybody go back to using the freaking CB. This not using CBs is a bunch of crap. I hate it because to me, CB's the way we used to communicate. You knew where everything was, what was going on long before you got to it. You could either go find you an alternated route. And I mean, the thing about it then, it wasn't once you got 2 miles up to it, people was telling you something. You'd be 30 miles away from it, and the driver passed you, and they'd be hollering, hey, westbound, southbound, northbound, eastbound. You got so-and-so at this mile marker. You might want to take this. And the thing about it is they would help you know where that alternated route is. You holler on the CB now and ask about an alternated route, it's crickets. If you ain't been out here and know it, you ain't going to know an alternated route around something. And that's one thing that I hate to where we went to. The second thing I think that I'm gonna go with my dislikes first. My other dislike is seeing all these people with a foot propped up on the dash watching TV as they drive down the freaking highway. I mean, really, come on. We're not out there to watch TV. We're out there to do a job. And, the thing about it is, it's everybody's family's life that's involved in that, not just mine. It's everybody's out there that you're taking their life in your hands that you can't do something quick enough because you're watching some soap opera, somebody shake their tail on the TV or whatever it may be. I mean, those are some of the things that I've seen that has changed so much in this industry that has really given me a disliking to. I know a lot of people's might be other things, but those are the two that hits the home at me the most because just from being from old school, and we didn't do that kind of thing, and now seeing it, it's just like, why? Why are we allowing this? Why is people doing things like this? And and then if we're looking into the trucking industry, the part that I don't like about it is the way everybody tries to hurt everybody now. Thing I talked to you about before. I remember 15 years ago, if you broke down on the side of the road, there'd be another truck there stopping and ask you, hey, man, do you need help? Is there anything I can help you with? To now, it's just by you. You're stuck on the side of the road. You calling the tow truck or somebody come get you or somebody bring you some parts. I mean, back in those days, hey, we would drop our trailers right there with your truck, run you up to the parts store, grab your parts, run back down, help you put them on, and we'd shag out of there together. That's one of the things that has really changed in the industry that really needs to come back is the brotherhood to help one another besides just passing by each other and not being willing to help each
other. I say that one is, yeah, I think that one's probably the biggest one. And I would say the professionalism, man, and / camaraderie. I drove from 08 to 2018. And so I saw like that, a complete 180 from the time I got in the industry. I was trained by a guy, his parents had 40 years combined on the road. And I was trained the old way because I was trained the way he was. And, it was always out there helping each other, man. Like if you saw someone, here was my biggest pet peeve is when you were sitting in a truck stop and everyone's sitting their lumpy lard butt in that truck on their CV. Look at so-and-so, Kenny back in. And I always got out, man. You don't help each other out there no more, man. There's none of that looking out for one another. I think that's the biggest thing is the professionalism. I mean, I go down the road in my 4-wheeler now, dude, and I don't even see big trucks get over for other big trucks on the side of the road, man, or cars for that matter. And like that is like the number one thing you do as a courtesy for everyone on the road. It's not just for emergency vehicles, man. When you're in a truck, believe it or not, the amount of force that comes behind that thing is unreal, man. I mean, I've never seen it, but I've heard stories of people getting sucked into the roadway after a semi truck passes them. And, and again, you never know who's going to pop out from behind that truck. Maybe that driver's on the phone trying to talk to the wrecker and they just walk from in front of the hood and not realizing you're there, and boom, you catch them with the mirror and that person's done. Or same thing with a car. I mean, people have families. Most people, what if a kid runs out in the highway and stuff and you're in the wrong lane? So the professionalism stuff is I would say is the biggest thing. CB people were, yeah, you're right. Last when I was out there, it was a rarity, man. It was a rarity. I always had mine on, and even if I had bought an external speaker and I'd put a speaker right next to my ear so I could crank my music but still hear the CV going, man. But so yeah, things have changed. I don't know if I could be a driver out there now, Philip. I'm serious. Like I don't think I could do it, dude. The stuff, even as a broker, the stuff that I hear from carriers and the things they complain about, I'm like, serious, dude, for real? Like, the 45 minutes you sit here complaining with me about this, like we could have already solved this problem, or you just could have went and walked to the shipping office and asked for your paperwork. Like this is just stupid. So anyway, let's move on to the real star of the show, New Testament.
It's the true star.
Dude, that is a beautiful truck. And not only because it is literally a beautiful truck, but I'm going to get some hate for this. But man, you see Pete's and K-Dubs all the time, man. Everyone's got them. Man, the freight shakers, the internationals, they don't get the love that they deserve, man, in the custom truck building scene. I really feel that. They make some nice trucks too. So that's why I like yours, is because even though it was a mass produced truck, in the custom truck world, it is a bit of a rarity, you know. And so and it's an absolutely amazing truck. But so let's get into it, man. You know, let's talk about, you know, getting to where New Testament is now. You know, when did you buy it? When did the idea come along? How much have we changed stuff? And let's hear it.
Well, we bought New Testament in 2018. You know, that's when the door opened for me to buy my first truck. I really didn't think I would be able to buy one. So, you know, everybody laughed at me when I said I was going to try it. And I went to the bank, and the loan officer was like, hey, go find what you want. And, man, I looked at Peterbilt's because, hey, that's what everybody's got, right? Peterbilt, Kenworth. And, hey, there's nothing wrong with them. I own some of them now. So, but my thing was, you know, whenever I was doing it, I was looking for the right truck for me and, you know, what would fit in for me. And that truck popped up to me, and I reached out to a boy that had it. And, you know, the price was good on it. And, you know, he had it set out there, and he's driving another truck. It was pretty much just going downhill. And when I bought the truck, you know, people laugh at me all the time. When I bought that truck, I just gave $13,000 for it. You know, it was ragged out on the inside. The outside was all mixed, matched. You know, paint was coming off of it. It was pretty rough, but, you know, I seen what I could do with the truck. And, you know, when I bought it, we brought it home, and we fixed some things on it, began to run the truck. We just kept working on it. And, but, you know, the name New Testament, that was something that touched it home with me, because whenever I come home and bought the truck, everybody's like, hey, now it's time for a name for it. And, you know, Big Girl was up. There was so many names went across that night about trying to come up with a name for that truck that, you know, I sat there and listened to everybody talk, and I sat real quiet about it. And I was just thinking, you know, who got me here? Who brought me to this point? And, you know, it all went back to the John 8:12 that's on the back. You know, I've been asked that so many times. Why not John 3:16? John 3:16 is a great verse in the Bible, but that's not the one that helped this old country boy. You know, living the life that I lived prior to getting the truck and everything, and God saving my life, you know, once I got saved, I just didn't understand how I could be that light to everybody. It was something different to me. You know, I thought, you know, being the boy I was, you know, the bully, the fighter, the everything that you could think of. That's the reason I told everybody, you know, the man in the Bible named Paul, before he was Paul, he was Saul. Well, I was somebody else before I became Phillip Couch. Even though I got to keep my original name, I was somebody else. And, you know, whenever that changed on me and that verse came to me, that's one that helped me understand I didn't have to worry about what was behind me. And that's kind of where I bring it into the trucking is I don't worry what's behind me. I'm looking what's ahead of me at all times. And that's where that verse come along. And then I realized it didn't matter where I come from or who I used to be. It's who I am now. And what do I want to prove? And, you know, as I was sitting there thinking of all that at the table that night, I told everybody, I said, look, the name's got to be New Testament. And they just looked at me, and I said, you know, that's what gave this old boy his first start. That's who's created this start to this. So no better name for this truck than to be New Testament. And that's where the name New Testament came from. It come from that. And, you know, I've been asked questions, how hard is it to drive that truck with that name on it, with that billboard? And, you know, I'll be honest with you, and I'll tell everybody, it's the easiest thing I've ever done. Why? Because I don't own the truck. God does. I just get the privilege of driving the seat of it and driving that thing. And, you know I do wrong every day. I'm not the greatest. I have my faults. I have my failures every day. But the thing about it is, I know the man who loves me, the man who's brought me where I'm at to this day, and that's who it is. So I can hold my head high in that truck because I know where I came from and where I'm at today. And so when I drive that truck down the road, to me, it's an honor. It's a privilege to have something like that, to be able to drive up and down the road, do work, let other people see it. You know, when I built the truck, I told everybody I didn't build it for just myself. I built it for the people. And that's what I've done with it. And, you know, people getting to see this truck and see what it's all about and seeing it drive up and down the road, you know, something off that truck may help somebody. You know, just like you see the door open up there and the praying cowboy and the horse. how many times have you seen that in your life? Cowboys really praying and different things, and people just looks at it as something. Well, to me, that means a lot to me, because that's when that door opens and you walk up and you see that may hit you at home and say, hey, man, I need to do some praying. And then that's the way I look at that thing stuff.
Amen.
Say it again. I'm glad we did it in the show earlier. I'm glad we kept this going, man. Oh man, brother Phillip. I'll tell you, you know what you need to get, man? Hunter, we need to get him a pulpit. Put it right there in front of the truck, get him a mic and a loudspeaker. we could just have cowboy church at the truck shows. Deacon Phillip.
If you notice, like on the back of the visor, it says "Last of the Cowboys" on it, the reason it says "Last of the Cowboys" on the back of the visor is, if you look at us, we're becoming a dying breed, I say, because nobody's wanting to pass it on anymore, and it's becoming a different type of world out here in the trucking. But to me, if we can keep the camaraderie and the brotherhood going, it's going to live on, and it can. It's just going to take everybody to step up and doing their part of it. Like New Testament there, whenever we went to redo it, a buddy of mine up here, he owns Terry's Hot Rods. He's done all the painting, a lot of the fab work and stuff. I mean, we was just a hands-on to help him and ideals, and man, the guy's got imagination beyond no others. And to be able to work with somebody that had the same ideals that I did, and us coming together, and we was friends, but now we call each other brothers after this truck. And that's why I told everybody, this truck here is built a family. It's not just built a relationship; it's built brothers and sisters that's all over. And it's way bigger than I could ever imagine. And when we built this truck, the first ideas I had building it was to paint it pewter metallic gray. It was something I wanted. It was the way I wanted the truck to look. And me and him talked about it, done had it worked out, and I had to go back to him. We had to change it to pearl white. I really didn't know about it. And, the old man sat me down and talked to me about it. And he said, I heard the story that you was go and paint your truck white instead of gray. And I was like, yeah. And I didn't really think much of it. And he started telling me about it. And, Johnny Cash, whenever Johnny Cash was lost, he always sung about the man in black. And New Testament was the blackest black could be. I mean, everything was blacked out on it. That's the way I kept it. And then, when Johnny got saved and got right with God, he began to talk about and sing about the man in white. And, he told me about that story about that truck and, why I went white. It really touched at home. I mean, things that I didn't think of that God brought out in that truck is just beyond my expectations, the way it all come together.
That is a heck of a story, Phillip. Really is, man. And, thank you. Thanks for sharing that, man. That's powerful stuff. I don't actually. I know. We all know. Every truck has some story behind it. But not all of them have a meaningful one, and one that touches your soul personally. And has a deep rooted meaning in your life, and it shows. It shows in the truck. It shows in the way that you talk about it, the way that you present it. Everything with it. All of the stuff that you're saying, it comes through in it. So, and again, it's a beautiful truck. I mean, it really is. I love the simplicity of it. Like, as far as the paint, I think is honestly what does it for me, man. Like, just the simple graphics and the white, and like, that's it. That's all you need. And the lights, like, placed perfectly. Some people go overboard with the freaking lights, man. They just do. And so everything about it, I will say, yours is the only truck I've ever seen with a bumper like that.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, I have never ever seen one like that. That right there is absolutely ridiculous.
And the grill, man. Yeah. And the grill having the logo and New Testament engraved into it. Awesome. But yeah, kind of going off that, Pedro. I mean, and what you're saying, Phillip, like, like how you guys, it's not just the truck, it is the family aspect. I mean, I remember meeting y'all the first time in 2024 at the last Large Cars and Guitars. Walked up, talked to y'all, gave me a free t-shirt and a cold beer, man. And it's just like your whole family there, all your people, and just with open arms. And then even this past year, having all your family there, meeting your son. I didn't know your other son drove for you too, and that's got to be a great feeling as a pops, man. So,
It is. It truly is, and like you said, it is a family. When I go to shows, I got a family that goes with me. My boys, everybody goes with me. Like at Lebanon, my brother, which drives for me now, he'll be at Lebanon up there with me. He goes to shows with me when he can, and what this truck has done more than just let's go to the shows. When I built it, it was never going to be a show truck, and Pedro mentioned earlier about Peterbilt's and Kenworth's and all that. I caught so much hate over building this truck when I first started it because why didn't I build a Peterbilt? Why didn't I build a Kenworth? And the thing about it is I can. I've got them. I can go build them right now. But at the end of the day, it's just another truck. But that truck there is the one that meant something to me, and it started my company. It started my new life. That truck has provided for my family when nothing else would. So at the end of the day, it's more than just build a truck. It's something that truck's my story, and that's what I tell everybody. And everywhere I go, the truck's famous. I'm not. I just get to be the mouthpiece for the truck. If the truck could talk, it wouldn't even need me in the picture. It could tell the whole stories of in and out, how many times I've cussed it, beat it, banged it, and it's hit me and brought blood out of me, and I've cried, it's cried. Me and that truck's got a long history with each other. And, I bought a 2003 Peterbilt the other day. I've been driving it for a few weeks, and then I parked it, went back to New Testament. I'm fine with driving these other trucks, but they're not mine. I can drive any of them any day of the week I want to, but at the end of the day, they're not my truck. And, there's something about me in that truck. When I'm in it, I feel at home. And that's what I love about that truck. Some people, a truck's just a truck to them. That truck's way more to me than just a truck. And, when I met you last year at Large Cars, you seen who we was. We're down to earth. We're just normal old country hillbillies from out here. You met us this year. Pedro come up to me, long lost brother from another mother, twins. Hey, we hit it off. And, the thing about this, I'm still that same guy a year later that I was the year prior. I don't change who I am. I've had people tell me all the time, hey, you need to do more posts on Facebook and TikTok and all that. You need to be famous. I'm not worried about the fame. I'm worried about knowing what this truck does to somebody else, getting to tell the testimony of this truck. And maybe it'll help somebody, because at the end of the day, and you've heard me say it numerous times, and I continue to say it, it's not about me. Take me out of the equation. It's about the man the truck's about. That's who gave everything to me. And the thing about it is, if everybody was stop and just think that's the same guy that's helping everybody today, and it's there for you, it's up to you what you do with it. And New Testament is just something. You mentioned the bumper. Talladega come on and helped me, and they wanted to sponsor me with that bumper, and they asked me about cutting Couch Trucking logo in. I said, I don't know. And they said, let's try it. And we done it, and it turned out good. And and then I met, Emily bought them and started talking to her about what I wanted in a grill, and sent her the stuff. And man, I'm telling you, Real Works knocked the grill out of the park. They done every little detail. If you look into that, it's New Testament. It's got the paint scheme on the fenders and the hood and just everything that they done. You can tell in that truck that Roadworks really. They put as much heart into my logo as I could ever ask. Just take a look at it.
I didn't know Real Works did all that. I met them up at Iowa 80. I thought they were just on the lights, and I know they were on like all the chrome shops, but that's some good work right there.
They done an awesome job on that, and I got to thank Emily Bottom for that, because she knew what the truck meant to me, and I think she brought it out to them. What the truck meant, and they all come together. And whenever I got to see the grill for the first time at Matt's, that's when I got to see it. My wife brought it to me up there. Man, I was just blown away with it. When you start looking at what went into it and everything, and the way it just goes with the truck, it blew me away as who I was. I was super stoked about the grill in it. And some people may say, "Hey, you overdone it with the grill," but to me, nah, that's just the start of it.
I don't know if you're a hip hop fan, so this may be lost on you, but New Testament is Phillip's version of Ludacris's 1993 Acura. If you get, do you know what I'm talking about, Philip?
I know what you're talking about.
Hunter, do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but I got a good picture in my mind.
Ludacris's first car was a 1993 Acura, and he still has it to this day. Like, and everyone gives him crap. Like, why don't you get rid of this thing? Why don't you get rid of this thing?
The Acura Legend all dented
yes,
up.
and dude, and he talks about it just like Philip. He's like, man, you have no idea what this car means to me. Like, this thing got me everywhere. All my shows, like, all the things that I did, this freaking Acura, like, helped me accomplish these things. And it's like, it's his piece to remember. It's like, man,
you gotta remember where you came from.
Exactly. Like, this is where I started, bro. This is where I started. We started at the bottom and now we're here.
Well, hold on, Pedro, go to that other picture to the left. We got to talk about these stacks. Those things freaking fat.
I think I got a bit. Oh, there we go. Right there. Yeah.
How big are those?
Those are 10-inch Chontos. I got them from American Eagle Exhaust. When I called the guy up and ordered those, and what people don't understand, those stacks are almost 5-year-old. They've been beat, banged, and bruised around just like the truck, me, and all has. And that's what shocks everybody. And that's what I tell everybody all the time. Anybody can build one of these trucks. You don't have to spend $200,000 to build a truck. That truck right there, everything I've done to it, I'm setting about $82,000, $83,000 in. That's me buying the truck, building the truck.
There you go, son.
You can do it. And I'm the average Joe, and that truck speaks to what everybody else can do. It don't have to be this. I mean, the stacks are 5-year-old. There's parts on that truck, the lights on it come from Amazon. That truck's built off of Temu, Amazon, every cheap place I could, because why? I had to build it the way I knew how. So, I mean, I'm not this guy go up here and drop it off somewhere and say, hey, here's $150,000, build me this truck.
Phil could write a course on how not to go bankrupt building your truck here.
Exactly, and Talladega, they took a chance on me. I called them up. I was just going to order a few things from them, and my son was sitting in the car with me, and my youngest son, the one that you met at Large Car this year, he's sitting there. He goes, Dad, ask them to sponsor you. Ask them to sponsor you. And I was like, man, I ain't asking them. And Miss Tammy down there, she goes, what's he saying in the background? I said, well, he wants to know if you'd sponsor me. And she said, I don't know. She said, we've done so much. And then she said, give her a few days. And she called me back. And, they come on board with us and helped us out a lot with the fiberglass. And, it's things like that. And just being who you are, people will help you. And they really will. But you just got to live up to your end of the deal. I promised them if they got it done to me, we'd be at Matt's. And, the truck wasn't fully done, but the outside was done. And, hey, we was at Matt's with it that year. And we brought it back. We tore the insides out. We went to Large Cars with it. And we run it like that for the rest of the year. And then we went back in and redone it for Matt's this year, the epoxy floor and all the things. And, that's what gets everybody when they look inside that truck and they touch the floor. They're like, man, that's the same floor I got in my house. I'm like, yeah, that's the same floor and that goes in your house. I mean, it is. I went up here to the local sandwich place, paid $1.49 a square foot for it or something other, but made my own floor. The epoxy that's in it's what you do on countertops. We just poured one layer, and I was like, man, that looks good. It looked like glass. I was like, but we got to do something different. So I just took a paint stick with paint and just started doing it, and then it done what it done. And I was like, man, did I just mess up? And then
Philip said, I got the engine off Facebook Marketplace. That there fifth wheel, I found at Goodwill.
Hey, whatever works. I mean, if it gets the job done, hey, let's do it.
Dude, man, you're a man after my own heart, Philip. Dude, if I was going to build a truck, it would be the same way, bro. I am serious as all get out, man. Oh, dude, I absolutely love that, man. That right there is the best. It's the best thing. Yes.
You do got people dropping hundreds of thousands of dollars, not even winning awards and stuff. Here you are. You're going to Atlanta, man.
Dude, my dad. So my dad is a huge motorhead. Anything with a motor, man. Tractors, trucks, cars, pickup trucks, anything. If it's got an engine, my dad's all about it, and I'm the same way. So he loves all of this truck footage. Like every time I go to show, he always says like, Robert, send me some pictures. And crap, hold on, man, completely gone. I will get the thought back. Poof. Yep, that's it, bro. Poof, dude, just like that, dude. It is gone, just like that. Oh, I know what I was saying. my dad asked me, he said, hey, he's like, how much do these trucks cost? Like $100,000. How much think people got on these things? I was like, Dad, I was like, some of these trucks with the truck and the work, I said, probably easy. Some of these close to $500,000 over time. I was like, cause like they'll do them once and then they show it for a few seasons and then they got to do something new. So they tear it all down, redo it again. And I used, semi-casual as an example. When I met those guys at Texas Trucking Show last year, they had built that red Peterbilt, I think it was a 589 X, if I'm not believing, built that for the show. And if memory serves correct, they were looking for almost $250,000, I think, for that truck, around $200,000 for that truck. It was a brand new 2024, but they had, fully customized. I'm sitting there like, God dang, dude, like that is absolutely crazy, man. So yeah, money gets in these things, man. And I personally would be the same way. I would be so smart about how I bought this stuff, man. I'm actually following this kid here in Texas. This dude's like 23 years old, and he is building on social media his Peterbilt. He works it every single day, but he goes and he buys stuff, and it's little by little. Like he just bought the 359 style headlights, and the new video he just got the covers to take care of the gap between the wheel well and the fuel tanks, and so like he's doing this thing, and he tells everyone where he gets his stuff, and he's like, oh, I got it from here, and it's places you don't expect, like the headlights came from some off place that they sell. I think they were for tractors, but they design those lights for tractors and they just look like a 359. And he was like, man, they were $150 cheaper than the 359 lights. He's like, I don't really care. So it's like, that's what he got, man. And the, like his battery box covers, like, he went and he got them done cheaply because he just got like slip-on covers for it. He didn't replace the whole thing. They're just slip-on. They're just a thin stainless steel. And he was like, man, he's like, it cost me half the price to just get like a slip-on cover versus getting the whole things done, the bracket down and all that stuff. And it looks the same. And all he did is put epoxy on it, stuck it on there, and it works just fine. I was like, man, like, and it's a beautiful Peterbilt, man. Beautiful Peterbilt, slammed already and everything. So I see where you're going with it, man. There are other people out there that they see that. You don't have to be crazy about this stuff, man. It's what do you want to put in it? And I also think, Phillip, that a lot of folks, when it comes to custom builds, whether it be trucks or cars, too often do people worry about what everyone else wants to see. And I say that to say that I think people, and this is not missed on you, is the point, is that, dude, you're building this for yourself, really. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, no one really cares about this thing, whether you built it or not. You're the only one that cares that this thing gets built and it gets to be shown off somewhere. So build it for you. Put the things you want into it. Think about what you want to see out of it, not what you think the public or whoever wants to see or what you think is stylish. And so, all of that shows in this truck here, man.
Well, everywhere we go, I mean, that's one thing we get told is, glad I brought something different than what they're normally used to, a Peterbilt to Kenworth. And like I tell them all, I didn't do it for no big name or nothing. And, all this come about was Matt's about 3 years ago. Jacob Bonham, I talked to him up there, and, man, he really encouraged me about building the truck. I told him what I had. My hats is off to him. I mean, he really encouraged me a lot. But there was somebody else up there that really motivated me really, really hard because they put me down really, really bad. And I won't say their name. They know who they are out in the world. I don't need to disclose who they are. But, I'll never forget the words, I might as well jump my Freightliner, buy a Peterbilt. If I ain't got X amount of dollars, I might as well not even start. Don't do this and don't do that. And I took that with what Jacob gave me, and it really motivated me to say, if I was going to build one, I'm going to build it all the way. And I built New Testament the way I wanted it. And, everybody's seeing New Testament last year. They've seen the upgrades we done this year for this year. But what's really going to blow everybody's mind away is coming 2026. I've got some new things fixing to happen to it that everybody see it to revealing that Matt's of next year. If everything goes the way it's supposed to, I'm going to bring New Testament out. And to be honest with you, it may make a lot of people upset at me about some things, but the thing about it is, when I bring New Testament out next year, I don't care to tell everybody this part. It's going to be its retirement. When it shows at Matt's next year, that's its retirement. It's done. After that, it's just going to be what it is because that truck's put its work in for me. That truck has nothing to prove to me or nobody else out there. That truck's made me where I'm at today with everything. So I think the old truck girl deserves the rest. I mean, she deserves it. I'm gonna get her out. I got a little granddaughter coming along. I'm super excited about. So that's gonna be mine and her. Me and her get out. We'll cruise around, let everybody see it, and one day it'll probably be one of their trucks. I mean, I'm gonna keep the truck in the family as long as I can. Somebody asked me one day would I sell it. I'll sell anything. The question is, if you want to pay the price of it. I mean, I had a guy ask me here not long ago, how much would it take to buy the truck? And I said, well, you probably could go buy you a brand new one the way you want it before what it costs you to buy this one. And I'm just up front. If you're willing to pay it, I can't turn you down.
If your backhaul rates are any sign of what you're trying to sell this thing for, we've already been over Philip's prices. No. So, hey man, me personally, two things left that I want to talk about. First is next time I see you, I think might be Star Stripes and White Lines. I think Ingrid was talking to you. Did you get invited to Star Stripes and White Lines?
Yes.
Sweet.
Thank you for this thing. We got invited at Matt's. That's where we got our invite from. I really didn't do a big thing about it. Like I said, there again, I kind of stay under the radar about a lot of things, and I just done a post on TikTok about see you at Nationals, type deal. Just one of those things. I don't really boast a lot about stuff. It's just who I am. But right now we got like I said, we got the Lebanon show coming up. We got semi-casual coming up. We got the one in Nacogdoches we'll be at.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody keeps asking me, am I going to go to Mayberry this year? It's kind of up in the air at this point in time. We may be there, we may not. It just depends on where we're at, what's going on. Because at some point, I've got to kind of down New Testament, do a little bit of touch-ups before I go to the Nationals with it. We got the big show in Rain, Louisiana we got to go to. Really super excited about that one. Love the people down there. And, that's the thing. Everywhere I've been with this truck and met everybody, everybody's been great. And I treat everybody the same no matter where I go. And, that's been the great thing about it. And, we got it down at some point and do some touch-ups. I mean, like when we was coming back from Oklahoma, I ran over a big gator in the road and done a little bit of damage. I got to fix up a little bit. If I'm going to go to Nationals, I at least want to try to look my part. At least I want New Testament to look the best it can.
That's what's up, man. So we'll see you at Old Town Rig Down then. But what I was going to say is I want to talk sound system, bro. I'm a huge audiophile. So next time I see you, I want to hear I want to hear that sound system. And right now I want to know what do you got in that thing, man? What too? Because I've only seen the pictures of it. Hunter's heard it, but I have not. So I want to know, what do you got thumping through that thing?
Well, the stereo system, and again, there I'm gonna go back to Amazon. That's where everything's bought from. Amazon. Everything inside of it. The radio, the speakers, everything was bought off Amazon. But what we're running right now, we got a SCAR 4,500 watt amp pushing 4 Rockford Fosgate 12-inch subs. We got a 500 SCAR pushing 4 Rockford Fosgate 6x9s, and I got 8 6.5s. That's just off the head unit only. I wanted clear music and I wanted to hit. There's people out there blow mine away, yeah. But I guarantee when we match prices, I'm probably like way under them significantly. But I'll take that with my pride.
Dude, that's what's up. I'm a SCAR guy. SCAR gets a lot of hate, but I'm a SCAR guy. That's what I got in my car. I got a 1,200 watt SCAR amp and a SCAR Comp 10 with a custom SCAR box, and I love it. That thing sounds like 210s because the way I've got it tuned, man.
I'd say in my system, and I don't care to tell anybody, and I can show it. I'd say in my whole stereo system, I've got probably about $1,500, $1,500 to $1,800 in it. The whole sound system in my truck.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh no, there ain't nothing wrong with it. It jams. Hey, man, when I'm going down the road and I'm tired of the phone, I'm throw the phone to the side, crank it up, and I promise you, it's not I'm ignoring you. I can honestly say I didn't hear the phone ring. Ain't nothing you can say about it. That's my way of getting by with it.
Oh man, I love that, man. That's what's up. I don't want to hear that sound system, man. Hunter sent me a video of someone from the Iowa 80 thing, Iowa 80 show, and I was like, oh my god, dude! Like that truck was just all speakers, the whole door, the dash up top, the back, all
Oh,
that
that
thing
blue
was.
truck. Yeah,
Yes,
that
that
thing
thing
man.
was disgusting, man. Loved it. So last thing that I want to talk about is a nice professional competition that you've got going on that a lot of people don't know about. That Hunter and I were just lucky enough to find out about it because we have a mutual friend in the snows. And Daniel had some really, really distasteful things to say about nothing. we were talking about, we had saw Daniel, it was the last night at Large Cars, and him and Phyllis were outside. They were just grilling, talking to people. We were sitting there shooting the breeze, and I'd mentioned you in New Testament, and he was like, that boy Philip stole my idea.
So he got them doors, so I went and did the floor.
Yes, I went and did the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked at different shows, and he's like, "I'm gonna beat you to this," and he walks up, "Man, you already got that, and you already got this," and then he'll come up with something new, and then I'll do it, and he goes, "Well, I thought I had one up on you," and Daniel and them, I've enjoyed those people. The Snows, they've been really good. Daniel and Phyllis has to me. I mean, really great people to talk to, and they've always gave me big accomplishments on my truck. And everything I do. I mean, they've been real supportive about it all. I mean, and me and Daniel, we go back and forth, aggravating each other. Who's going to do what next? The other one ain't got, and you know, and it's been just a funny get thing between just us doing that. Nobody don't even really know about it. I mean, it's just one of our things, and that's the reason I got some things coming. That if he tries to compare to it, he's going to have to really step out there to do it. So
he told us he got something for you. He was telling us about. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'm not going to be to blame for it. He'll tell me. Even that's exactly what he said. He said I got something for him.
I don't know what else they can do with that daggum goose, man. That thing is.
Oh man, the Snows are something else.
They are, and we got some things we're going to do this year. I think it's really going to blow people's mind away when they see the reveal in the New Testament when it comes out at March this year. It's going to. Yeah. As long as everything stays going like it is, it's going to look like New Testament, but then again, it ain't going to look like New Testament in some aspects. And yeah, I think it's really going to set people's mind apart when they see this truck because I've been in this business for long. I've seen them do some things that I'm doing to some other trucks, but nothing particular what I'm doing to this one. And I'm curious to see how it comes together because Terry's hot rod dabbing up there. Me and him's been talking, japping this back and forwards, and this is something we've been really looking at doing to change some things on New Testament because here's the thing, you said it a while ago, and I mean in no disrespect to nobody in the show world or nothing. I've got a lot of friends out there in it, and they're great people. But if you see one Peterbilt, you've seen them all. They look identical, and there's nothing wrong with them. I got the same things. But the thing about with New Testament, I want to build something out there that nobody else has got. And the thing about it is, if you beat me, I want you had to use what I've done and come up with your own and really think outside the box and build something. And then if that happens, my hats is off to you because to me, that means we're doing what we should be doing something different than somebody else. And that's something I'm looking at really trying to do here with New Testament is I want to build something here. There's a buddy, I don't know if he's on here tonight, and if somebody sees him or tag him in it, that's fine. I would trade painter. That's another one that I was in pretty good competition with, and nobody knows. Me and him was back and forwards, and he had his Freightliner and I had mine, and we was going back and forwards for a long time at it. And I think World of Trey, he's really coached me a lot, and really been supportive of what I've done with New Testament and the things I've done with it. So they've been several few people besides the Snows that I've been in challenges with that nobody ever knowed in the background, and I kind of kept it quiet. What I love. One thing I love going to shows with is with my buddy Rico. Rico comes out with his bad FLD. That's probably one of the baddest FLDs I've ever seen.
Is he the one that owns a Little Blue?
Yeah, he owns Little Blue.
Yep.
Man,
that is a sick. Dude. Everyone loves that truck, man. Bro.
Everybody loves Rico, dude. I got nothing but good things to say about that guy.
Hey, Rico's the best. one of my real good friends. Every time we see each other, we run up and give each other hugs. I mean, he's a great guy. And if somebody out here don't know him, you need to meet him because I mean, you really love him. And the thing about it is, Rico will take time out of the day and talk to you. And I know it happens out in the show world. Some people they're too busy to talk to you, but one thing I promise you, me, Rico, Kenny Ziegler, different ones out there, and that's just a handful. Jacob Bonham. I can go on and name the people that will take the time out of their busy schedule to talk to you. And, I love showing Rico because when I pull in and Rico's there, you're getting to see the original look of a Freightliner and seeing it customized to its point of just being original. And then you get to see New Testament come in where New Testament's all fully customized Freightliner. So it gives you both worlds when you get to look at them. And I love showing Rico. I mean, I really do. And that man right there, he puts the work into it.
Heck yeah.
I like that. That truck is nice, man. And that flat top, man. Ooh, man. Like I just the way that thing looks, the way it sits. There's just I don't know. I'll give it to you. There's something about it. Like it's not overdone, but it's not under. It's like it's just right. And that color, man. Like that color is. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
oh,
right.
It's beautiful, man.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's just that simple look to it.
It's simple, but man, I tell you, that thing's clean. You won't find a cleaner truck out on the show market. Rico takes pride in keeping that thing clean.
What year is that, Philip? Do you know? Oh, never mind. There it is. 95. 95. Okay, I didn't see it.
I think it was 95, 96 model.
Yep.
It's just
Little
nice,
blue.
man. Yeah, that thing is. It's funny when I posted the lounge posted Cool Truck Thursday last week, and one of the comments on it was love that truck. It was next to my favorite truck, Little Blue. that's how the guy knew what that truck was. I was like, yeah, bro, like love that truck. I know exactly what you're talking about, man. So yeah, that's cool, man. We're gonna have to get with Rico next time we see him.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in Rantoul, but he couldn't make it for some reason or another. But yeah, we'll run into him. But before we move on, old Stephen McGee.
Oh, thank you. I totally forgot about that. Thank you.
I appreciate that. About the coins.
He said
Miami.
I know.
But we all know he can't spell, so the doings.
Doings. There it is. The doings.
Right there, Route 66.
What's he asking about?
I don't know. I guess he did something up at Miami.
He said, yeah, ask Philip about the doings at Miami, Oklahoma. If y'all ain't talked about it already.
I don't know what doings he's talking about. I do so many different things, and I don't know what he's talking about.
You know, Steven, he ain't at home, so he ain't got Bobby there thinking for him. You know, he don't know what's going on right now.
If I was probably thinking about it, I'd say he's probably talking about the thing he talked to me after the show, after everything was done there. Me and Steve talked about, and it was about how everybody comes together and raises money for these kids and these different benefits and the way these auctions go and the way people do stuff at these auctions. One thing I've learned in this industry, and truck drivers will do a lot. That's what I thought. How much money was raised for the kids? They raised over $42,000. I think it's like $42,500 or something dollars they raised in Miami, Oklahoma, for the kids. And truck drivers will give you things. I've always been told this. I guess I'm the worst of the worst. Truck drivers get talked about as being the bad people and people who rides motorcycles. And I ride motorcycles and drive trucks, so I'm probably the one of the worst of the worst. But in our line, those are the ones that will give you the most to help anybody out. And the trucking industry, the thing that like Steve's talking about, the money being raised and stuff, is the way everybody would just chip in and do the bidding and bid against each other, raise prices upon them. Hey, we can go buy these parts for the X amount of dollars, but hey, we'll pay 5 times the price for it just because of what it's for. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And raising money for these kids and these different charities that's been out there for, they need help. And that's why we should jump in and be able to help them out like we do.
It's, it's funny you're talking about that. And, not to take the light off of you, but, Truck Show Joe, he was talking about that exact same thing on a live the other night. He was talking about going to the shows and how Southern Transport, he's like, they give me X amount of dollars to do bidding on stuff. He's like, and we'll donate stuff to the auctions or whatever. And he was like, there's a group of us. He's like, and I'm one of them that, like if an item isn't doing too good, he's like, I'll put all my money on that just to jump the price up. He's like, I know someone's going to outbid me. He's like, cause that's how we are. We're competitive. Like, oh, I'm not going to let Joe get that freaking Yeti cooler. You know what I mean? Like I got to get it. And he had talked about how they had won a barbecue grill, and he's like, man, I didn't have no place to put this thing. So he was like, we went ahead and paid for it, then gave it back to him, and they got to auction it back off and made even more money. It's but what you're saying, I hear it from other people, and we see it, and most of these shows, I don't think that a lot of the I wouldn't say participants, but the attendees realize what's going on. Large cars, that one, was for breast cancer. Tony and them raised, I think it was $40,000, maybe more during that. And, Route 66 show raised money. Iowa 80 raises money for some stuff. Like all of these shows have a background purpose. And, a lot of these registration fees, not only does it go for the trucks, not only does it go to pay for the event and all that, but that money goes to donate to some really good causes, and the even better part about it is 99% of them are all local things. There are things within that community that the money's going to that's going to help directly the people that are there surrounding, and most likely someone that has probably visited or come to that truck show.
Oh yeah, and that, like, one of the things out there, like at Oklahoma, they were selling calendar spots that you could bid on and get a different month you wanted or whatever. And there's a young man and he's got a TikTok page, and his TikTok page is called Nate the Great. Great young man. We watched him, but he polished his truck. He wiped that truck down. He cleaned that truck right out in that heat. And I'm telling you, if somebody don't know Oklahoma heat, an old fat boy like me from out in Tennessee go out there, it was rough on me. I ain't gonna lie to nobody. I'm used to the Tennessee weather. And that weather out there is a little bit different. And that young man, he really worked hard. And it was the last calendar spot coming up, and it was December, and we'd done decide we was gonna bid on it and give it away. And so then Chad Ellison, he got in on it, and we ran the bid up to like $4,000. Chad won it, and he gave it back. And then me and Kenny Ziegler and Kenny Ziegler's wife Heather got into a bidding war on it, ran the price up again, and they won it. They gave it back. Then me and Emily Bonham got into a bidding war on it, ran it up. She won it and gave it back. And then I started to bid over again, and I just kept going and going. And finally, after we got it, we turned around and gave it that's great. After I won the spot, they asked what I was going to do with it, and I told them I wanted to donate it to Nate the Great, because watching that young man do what he done, he deserved the spot on that calendar.
And there we go, man. We get back to talking about the things that are amiss, that need to come back, keep coming back in this industry, and that's that brothership, man, that brotherhood. Looking out for each other and seeing the hard work that your fellow driver, truck builder, business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you want to say, does. And giving them their kudos, supporting them, and that's what keeps this stuff going, man. And that's what puts these young men in this industry. I was talking about that guy earlier that I follow. And then, there's that young kid, God, I can't remember his name. He has that green Peterbilt with a reefer with the A on it. That dude's like 24. I had no idea that kid was that young. There's another young man. He has a Peterbilt. He's blowing up right now on social media. And I think he does like bulk hauling or grain hauling or something like that. But that dude, man, he's blown, young dude, man, 20s. And he shows, he's like, this was my dream. And the truck that he has that he's fixing up is the first truck that he bought. And it's an old school Peterbilt. And he bought it, and he was like, why get rid of this and buy a new truck? I love this truck. And so he's fixing it up, doing his thing. And, and all of these people talk about, growing up and seeing all of these amazing, cool trucks going down the highway or going to truck shows, where their families in it, and then being around builders and talking to other drivers and the love for the industry that they have. And that's what brought them into it. And let's be real, it still is a good job, and it can pay you well if you know what you're doing. You ain't even got to be an owner operator. You don't, you can, I made killer money as a company driver. I mean, more money than I knew what to do with. And it's just all where you place yourself, man. It's how far you're willing to go. Are you going to do the job and keep yourself a good record and keep your head down and just show up on time and do the things that you got to do, man. And don't mess up other people's successes. I think that's a thing that the industry goes that misses a lot. That I said earlier, a lot of people don't think about the others and their equipment and their time and what they put into it. It's like, hey, you got to think you're working with someone else, helping them build their dream. And if you help them, then people in this industry, they'll help you too. So, no successful driver or company owner or builder, or whatever, has gotten to where they are without someone else helping them. Every single one of them that we've talked to, it is the same thing repeated over and over again. Oh, I had so-and-so that was 30 years older than me that helped me, guided me. When I needed help, they were there. They offered me advice and so forth and so on. And so that's what keeps this industry alive. And, the real ones know it, they see it, and they try to keep it going. It just keeps getting harder and harder with all this, BS they're talking about with autonomous trucks and all the rules they're doing and the pay scale going down, so, you said it, The Last of the Cowboys. And if you don't know that song by Tony, I love that song, man. I know that's a lot of people's favorite song by Tony, but if you listen to those words, and if you've ever been a driver, like, that speaks to your soul, man. Like, it really, really does. For being a fast song, it really does speak to you, man. And I love singing that song, dude. And it makes me reminisce about just driving down the highway, man, with the windows open, cruising at 70 miles an hour out in the middle of the desert. You know what I mean? On I-40, I-10 with no one around you, just you, the steering wheel, and the road, man, and peace and quiet.
It is, and if we don't show the younger people the way of the old, it is going to fade out. And I mean, that's what I've done to my three boys, and I've kind of showed them and taught them, how to do it and the old school way. And you're talking about young gentlemen out there in it, and there's another one out there, and his name's Levi Turnage. I think he's from Louisiana. Got to meet him, and his dad started, and he works for his dad, and man, he's got a bad hind end. Peterbilt and Field, and he shows that he placed at Mats up there this year with it. He's a great young man, and I'm telling you, he's an old school, and he's just like us. I mean, he is. Be a young boy and talk to him, and I told him many times how super proud I am of him. And anybody that's young out here trying to do it the right way, my hats is off to them. And if I can help them any way, hey, I'm here. I get text messages from people all the time asking me how to do something, and somebody told me once, one thing about me was I would always take time out to answer a message, whether it be on TikTok, Messenger, text. And the thing about it is, if I can't take 5 minutes or 10 minutes out of my day to help somebody else, what's the purpose of it? And that's what we've gotten away from. And you said it, and it goes on and on beyond that. We need to slow down. And you was talking about something a while ago that's just saying about the rules and stuff and all this making it hard. That's the problem now. Is everybody's so worried about the rules, they're forgetting about what they're doing. If they're putting all this out there, they're trying something else. Don't worry, do your thing and worry about what matters. If we're worried about them changing emissions and logbooks and this and that, and we're so focused on that, we're missing everything else, and that's what gets us in a lot of trouble sometimes. What's the bad thing about me is I guess I'm the farthest person away from news there is, because I don't listen to news because it's all garbage. I don't care what it is. They don't talk about nothing that's true on it. So I just stay out of it and just worry about what I'm doing. I'm backwards like that, I guess you say. I guess that's why my door's open backwards too. Me and it gets along fine. We just all a little bit of backwards people around here.
That's right, though, man. Staying in your lane. That news ain't nothing but bad news these days, and then half the time it's wrong. And if it ain't affecting you, why worry about it?
It is. I mean, here's the thing. You watch news today, they're going to tell you this. Tomorrow it's going to be something different. And I don't get into all that crap and don't want to, never do. I'd rather just be back here doing what I do. And then, if I can help somebody, that's what I want to do. I wouldn't point somebody in the wrong direction for nothing. And if I could help somebody, I would. I've seen it so many times out here that other people's gave people advice to try to point them in the wrong direction. Because I've had them come up to me and ask me, hey, man, so-and-so told me. I'm like, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. And that's the problem. We don't need to be that. We need to be a help to each other.
I've never understood why people are like that in the first place. It's like a lot of freight out there, a lot of good life to live. Why try and bring others around down? I mean, it's just
Well, it's kind of like this. You know, surround yourself with good people, and you'll be good people. You surround yourself with bad people, and you're going to be bad people. And honestly, it's a witness to itself. Just look around. It's all in who you surround yourself with. I mean, you can be the one of the greatest people out there, and you start surrounding yourself with the wrong people, and it'll drag you down in a hurry. So that's something that I'd give advice to anybody: is surround your people with good people. Somebody out here is going to put you down, talk bad about you. They ain't you people. Don't listen to that. Find the people who's going to uplift you when the time needs to be done, and not try to drag you down to where they're at, because the people that's trying to drag you down, they're already down, and they're just trying to bring someone else to be down on their level with them. Stay away from them.
yep. Misery loves company.
It does. And like you had on there a few weeks ago, Miss Bobby. You was talking about Steve. Or Miss Bobby, she's really been a good one to me. She's talking about a piece she's working on with me, and she caught me out there right in the streets of Oklahoma, sun beating down on us, sweat running, doing an interview, riding down there, asking me all this stuff. And I don't know if I gave her half of the details or not, but I know she'll get with me when she wants to finish.
Yeah, she'll find you.
She will. She's good at that. And I thank Miss Bobby a lot, because and the people that's done stories on me and talked to me, I appreciate them coming and asking me. And I guarantee you, if you want to do enough history, I mean, you'll find out how bad of a person I really was. I don't care to hide it from nobody. I mean, I've told it on numerous things. I'm a dude that almost went to prison. I had no love for nobody or anyone, not even myself. But if you get the right love in your heart from God, it'll bring you out of some of the darkest places you've ever been in, and then surround yourself with good people, and they'll help you the rest of it.
Yeah, the McGee's are amazing people, and ditto to everything you said, Philip.
Yep.
It 1,000% is who you surround yourself about. My wife and I were just talking about this, man. I got a letter right here next to me on my desk from a friend of mine that's back in jail. I mean, he's 2 years older, 2 years younger than me, man. The dude is he's consistently just messing up, man, getting in trouble, doing all the wrong things. Every time he gets in jail, who does he write? He writes us, because we're the only people he knows that have a stable income, and he wants us to be his friends and do all this stuff. And I've got other friends, same thing. They keep popping back in my life. I told my wife, I said, I don't have room for these people no more. Like, I'm not answering this guy. I'm not. Like, we've been friends for 20 years. You've had chances, and all these other folks is like, I don't need you in my life. We need to surround ourselves with positive people that want us to grow, and that we want to help them grow. You know what they say, you are who you surround yourself with. You said that, if you want to be a successful person, or even just a good-hearted person, surround yourself with other positive-minded, good-hearted people. If you want to be a loser, surround yourself by losers. Because I mean, it is, people are chameleons. We change ourselves for the people that we are around. It just is what it is. No matter what anyone says, you change yourself a little bit, because everyone wants to fit into their friend circle in that current point in their life. And so you should take extra caution and thought and care into who you put in your life, and even more so your family's life, and make sure you're surrounding yourself, like I said, with folks that want to build you up. And personally, I think I've got the greatest group of friends I have ever had in my 41 years on this planet. And that's a crazy thing to say, because most of them I've only known for 2 years since I started this show. I mean, people like Ingrid. We met Ingrid last year, and she is one of the greatest human beings that I have ever met. I'm telling you, when God made her, like he threw that mold back into the fire and destroyed it. He's like, we can only make one Ingrid. The world can only deal with one. No, she is the most amazing person, man. I mean, the McGee's and people, you, Phil. I mean, I've only known you for a few months, man, but I consider you a friend. We hit it off, and I'm one of the people that this is how I consider people friends. Like, you're my friend from the moment I meet you until you do something wrong to me. And you only get one chance with me. That's it. Like, as long as you treat me right, and this may sound a little messed up, I'm not too crazy worried all the time about how you treat everyone else. You know what I mean? Like, do you treat me good? Are you treating me and my family right in my immediate circle of friends that we're connected to? And to me, that's all that matters. If I call you, do you pick up? If I need a cup of sugar, are you there? You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is. And I think the trucking community is probably one of the best places for that. You said it, they're all hardworking folks, and there are some people with crazy money in this industry. I mean, just stupid money. And but they're the nicest people that you'll ever meet, man. Give you shirt off your back, buy you a meal, buy you a beer, buy you a place to stay. I mean, Iowa 80, Hunter is a prime example of that. You didn't even think you were going to Iowa 80 because we were like, Hunter's like, dude, I can either travel there and sleep in my Jeep, or I can walk there and get a hotel room. And our buddy Nate Johnson, man, hollered out to the mayor. He said, hey, Hunter, if you can get yourself there, I'll provide you a place to stay. He didn't have to do that. Came out of his own pocket and made sure that Hunter was taken care of, And so those are the things that matter. Surround yourself with people that believe in you and want to see you succeed, man. And others that you believe in and want to see succeed, because nobody does it on their own. I don't care what anyone says. I hate when people say, I did this. I'm like, no, the hell you didn't. You had someone that was behind you when everyone else was kicking you down and counting you out. You had at least one person that was like, dude, you can do it. You can do it. You know what I mean? Like, darn it, Phillip, you can build a truck off Amazon if you want to do it.
That's it. I mean, and I'm just like you on that. I had said to me the other day, the guy told me, he said, man, I really didn't know how to take you. He said, because every show I go to, he said, you're always sitting back kind of quiet. And I am. I don't get out there and do none of this. If you come to me and talk to me, I will. I get out and mingle with everybody, but I'm just an average Joe who I just sat back in the buckle brush and just kind of watch out. And like tonight before I got on here, you was messaging me and stuff. And you're like, you got your own little fan club, boy. That put my stomach went in big nerves. Like, man, I ain't got no little fan club. To me, I'm a nobody, and that's the way I've always kept it. But the thing is, when you get in my circle, you're there till you do me wrong. And that's the same as I try to treat everybody else. I try to treat everybody the way I want to be treated, and that's what I ask from anybody else. And, if you do me wrong, I don't care what you've done in your past, where you come from, how you live. Hey, that don't matter. It's how you treat me is what matters to me at the end of the day. And, if you're good to me, then that says a lot, and I promise you I'll treat you the best I can. And, if I mess up, hey, don't be hesitant to call me and say, hey, you done this, and hey, if I realize, hey, I don't care to be a big enough man to apologize for what I've done, because sometimes we might say something that hurts somebody and not really recognize it. But, if we're going to say we're true friends and brothers to one another, sometimes we just got to step out there and say, hey, man, what you said here is kind of, hurtful, and let them apologize to it, because sometimes we may say something not meaning it in the wrong way, but it's just the way it comes. And, that's what I tell everybody all the time. That's why I hate about text messages. Man, you can text somebody something, and it can be read so many ways.
Oh, I say that same thing, bro.
100%.
I hate it because, you could just simply be saying something from the bottom of your heart, really trying to be supportive, and they read, oh, man, he's a butthole. He's coming at me sideways. No, not really. And that's the reason that when it gets something like that, normally I'll just pick the phone and call somebody, because I'd really say, now you're hearing it from me exactly how I feel and what I want, and and that way it's better that way, because, man, text messages can be took so many different ways in life, and that's what I hate today, because that's what everybody wants to fall to. I'm still old fashioned. If you want to have a conversation with me, don't text me. Pick up the phone and call me.
Old Steven. Steven, it's about your bedtime, brother. I don't know. He's still doing up.
I know. Go get your warm cup of milk, Steven.
Old Steve, he does brag on me, and I appreciate it. But honestly, like I said, to me, I'm just me. Nothing special about me, really. I was when you asked me to be part of this show, it took me a little bit to say yeah. I was kind of hesitant about it, because I'm not this big get on live and do these live things. But I thought, hey, people want to hear a story, I'll tell it, and maybe it'll touch somebody's life out there somewhere, and and help them. And maybe this show people, hey, if you need something, call me. I'll help you any way I can. And the things that I've learned over the years, and it's not just trucking; it's just in life in general. The people that help you is the ones that'll be there for you when you're down and out. that's what goes a long ways, and it's beyond the trucking industry. It's the everyday of life that you have, and like I talked to Hunter and different things, and you know, like when we was at Large Cars and you done that one with me, I told you I had to give praise to all to God, and he was like, "Well, tell us something about you." Well, there's not much about me because there's really not much. I'm just a simple old guy, me, who's from a little old town from nowhere. When I tell somebody where I'm from, where are you exactly at? And the best way for me to explain it, I'm 60 miles north of Knoxville, because everybody knows where Knoxville's at. You tell them where I'm at, they're trying to find it on a map. Where's that at exactly? Because we're in the middle of nowhere.
Well, hey, I'm glad you brought that up, man, because I like to make this a point to people, and don't take this the wrong way, but I like to make this a point to people that they hide themselves and the type of person and the credibility that they should give themselves behind something else, whether it be religion or, oh, I'm just doing my job. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, like, we'll speak on the religious thing here for a minute. Is you say you're not nothing, and you give all the glory to God, but if that's your thing, then you obviously have to be special because he chose you to do these things. He picked you to be the one that built a truck that gives revelation to his name, and to go out there and spread goodness and belief, and just be a good human being, and so, like, I applaud you for being humble, but at the same time, like, I hate people that don't give themselves the credit and they try to give something or someone else the credit, because obviously that's there too, but it's like, you have to be the person you are to see things that way, you know what I mean, to be the one that you are, and for you to receive that gift from whatever said entity that you may follow. And the way that you speak about it, it really just proves my point. And to back what we were saying about Steven, about how Steven brags on you, we bring that back to friends, man. Like, that's what friends do. Like, we pump each other up, bro. We tell each other, when we're feeling down and like, man, like, this sucks or whatever. It's like, nah, man, like, dude, it doesn't suck. You don't suck. Like, you're amazing. You just had a small little setback, you know what I mean? Or whatever the case is. And again, that's what makes true friendship, and that's what makes family too. The people that are there in your corner. And I can't remember the saying exactly, but someone can correct me, but it's what is it? Something friend by luck or not. I don't know. Something about not being blood by family. I can't remember the quote. I'll look it up some other time. But it's basically saying that you don't have to be blood related to consider someone family, and the best family members that you ever have, are most likely not going to be blood related to you. And I think that that definitely goes to say, again, back into the trucking industry, man, and especially around the show truck circuit. Like, we've talked about that many times. Like, it's a close, tight knit family. It really is, for the hundreds and thousands of people that are involved in the truck show circuit, man. Everyone knows everyone or is connected to someone. Like, I don't know some of the people you've talked about tonight, but I know their names. I've heard them, and I've heard good things about them, and other folks talk about them, and everyone's willing to help each other. And that's the big thing. And that's really what matters when it comes down to it, is at the end of the day, are you there for your fellow man, for your fellow human, and it sucks to say that in these days and times, it gets a little hard to like your fellow man and your fellow human. And, you know what I mean? I swear, like, we just get dumber by the generation sometimes, but it's what it's all about. We only survive because we're here for each other and help each other. And like I said a little bit ago, nobody did this on their own. Nobody. I don't care who you are, what said. Someone along the way helped you. For me, it's my wife. 1,000%. My wife and my grandmother. Like, if it wasn't for them, I don't know where I would have ended up, man. I was on a real bad path in a place to nowhere, and I would 1,000%, I'm sure, be in a jail cell right now if it wasn't for them. So who you surround yourself with, man. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, like you was talking there, and talking about giving yourself credit, and I do to a point, but the thing of it is, and what I'm gonna say about that, I mean, no disrespect to nobody, I really don't. But so many people get living in that life where they want to give themselves so much credit, they forget about where they come from, and the true reality and then the fame begins to take over them, and then they could become somebody that they originally wasn't. And there's a song out there that's sung by Casting Crown, says, "I'm a nobody telling somebody about it, about everybody, about somebody." And that's kind of what I do. I'm a nobody. I just like telling about it, somebody who saved my life and who set me right. And yeah, I did do these things, but I'm still humble enough to know that where it come from. And and that's the thing. I give myself credit where credit is due, but there's a lot of times that like I said, too many people give themselves too much credit, and they forget where they really come from, and they change who they are. And I'm not going to say I won't be that guy, but at the same time, I don't want to turn into that guy.
I'm there with you, man. And we'll I know you got stuff to do, so we'll wind it down on this remark, and I'll hand it over to Hunter. But totally agree with you. And my whole point with that is I always think about Snoop Dogg, when he made that speech at the awards, when he started thanking people, and then he said, most of all, I want to thank myself for showing up every single day, for putting in the hard work, doing the things that people told me I couldn't do. And, I think that's the important thing. It is giving yourself credit, man, because you got to wake up every single day. You got to put in that work. You got to show up. You got to be there. And you got to take the hard times, man. You got to get kicked in the chin, kicked in the cojones, and be down on your knees and ask someone to help you, and be also willing to accept that help when it's needed, and then return the favor later on in life, man. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean is, I think a lot of people, I do it to myself too, man. My wife gives me accolades all the time about stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, thank you for this house. Like, just doing what I got to do. It's my job as a man, as a husband, is to give you a house. Like, I don't look no more into it. To me, that's it. Like, that's all I'm going to do is just provide for you. But I'm so glad that you appreciate it. You think I'm amazing for it. You know what I mean? Like, I think she's amazing for raising our 3 beautiful boys. But she says same things, like, just a mom. Like, I was just doing what I was supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hunter, you got anything you want to roll with before we start rolling down things? Because I know Philip's got a lot to do, and we've had him for 2 hours, man.
Yeah. No, Phil, once again, man, thank you for cutting out some time with us, man. It's been great to know you and meet you, and got an awesome truck, and just your outlook on everything, man. I think you've got a lot to give people, and you're just all that you're doing for the community and your family and those around you. It speaks volumes, So keep on doing it, man. And we'll definitely I'll see you at semi-casual. Looking forward to that. And yeah, dude. I don't know. It's good to know you. That's all I can really say.
I appreciate it. It's good knowing you guys, and thank you for inviting me on here. And that might take me out of my comfort zone a little bit, but hey, once we get rolling, I can roll with it. But first little bit, I get a little bit.
Hey, you're a professional, man. Hey, I almost forgot. You are now an official lounge lizard. So anytime you do want to come back on the show, I know Pedro and I are talking about doing some different things in here, but we have Freestyle Friday. So anytime you want to come in and chop out some time with us, you're always welcome, brother. And anything we can do for you, send over your Amazon basket. We'll post it out. Maybe.
I love you, Hunter. Oh, hey, man.
We're always looking for new Amazon stuff. I mean, that's what we do right there. I mean, that's what gives us the life about it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and kicking it with you guys these last 2 hours, I hadn't even realized. You said that. I looked at the clock. It don't even seem like it's been that long. My sons, and then they stepped in to take care of the company while I done this. So I was like, guys, I won't be able to do this while I'm doing this. So, they done it all, and thank you, Ingrid. I appreciate it. And meeting you guys and being able to do this and share a little bit with people, I hope it helps them, and and let them know that if they need anything, reach out. I'll help them any way that I can. And we're going to stay us and going to stay true to who we are at the end of the day.
Well, I'm just going to say, man, like, I'm glad you stepped out of your comfort zone willingly, because, bro, we would have dragged you here kicking and screaming. You better believe that. There is no escape. And we would have talked crap to you every second we got if you would have stood us up, too, because that is what we do.
Well, you got me at large cars, and I thought, well, they won't ask me no more than you asked me about this, and I'm up there, and I thought, well, hey, he'll forget about this and never ask me again. And having behold, here it started coming. I was like, oh boy, now I'm getting put on the timeline here now, and Then tonight everything kind of went chaos. Trying to get everything set up. And I'm like, man, I'm running late. That's why I was like, I need a little time over here. I'm trying.
Dude, hey, that is exactly why our flyers say ish at the end of the time, man. Because see, it could be 4:05, 4:10. Like hey, just around that general time, you can expect us to be on. So we got you covered, man. Don't you worry.
Well, Hunter, we're going to blame it all on Pedro because he hadn't told me about a fan club and everybody ready to watch me. I've probably been all right, but that right there kind of put me in a nervous zone for a little bit.
I purposely did it. Because when him and I were DMing the other day about having to come on Freestyle Friday, he was like, yeah, man, I guess I could come on. He's like, I got to prepare myself, man, for next week, give myself some tests and hype myself up. And so when I went to reply to him today, for some reason it popped up on that message, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, he's probably nervous. So let me. So I told him, I said, dude, I can't wait, man. I was like, bro, we've had like 1,000,000 people DM us and like, man, can't wait to talk to Phillip, man. Like, I was like, bro, you got a little fan club going on, dude. Like, there's some people excited to see you. So,
Heck yeah.
So it's all Hunter. It's all his fault.
Yes.
Casual for sure.
I always blame Pedro. Yep. Yeah,
That's
Semi
it, man.
Casual be a good time.
Hey,
we enjoyed it last year, and Lebanon's a good show that's going on this weekend. And there's
I'm gonna check out that Rain, Louisiana. You got to send me info about that, bro.
I'll send it to you. You need to come out to it. It's a really, really good show. A lot of great people in there, and man, what I tell you, one of the best parts about being in there is, man, they have a jambalaya cook-off, and if you love jambalaya, man, you talk about some jambalaya eating, baby. It's all there.
Dude, my family's from the boot, so yeah. I'm all about some Cajun food, man. My wife and I'll be on the hunt for some good Cajun food around here, man. Where we're at in Texas, you don't really get the great Cajun food.
I ain't got none here in Tennessee neither, dude.
Yeah, the people claim they have good Cajun food, but it ain't always that.
I love going down there. We went down there last year, man. I went around. They took me some people. Barry, he's one over the show, and Leah, and several of them got together, and they took me different places to eat down there. Man, I ate some real good Cajun food, and then sitting at the show, you're sitting there, and they start their big jambalaya cook off, and that wind to blow that smell by, and you're like, oh man. Then when it's ready, it's run over and you get it. Yeah, I mean, you got to eat from everybody, so you try what everybody's got out there, and it was good. I mean, I really enjoyed it.
I'm just all about some gator, bro.
I had a lot of gator down there.
Bro, dude, telling you, man. The gator is so good, dude. Telling you, bro. People do not know what they're missing on some gator. That stuff is nice.
Yeah, we'll send you the thing on
do that.
Rain. That way you can check it out, and hopefully you guys can come to it. Because like I said, it's a really, really good show. I mean, it really is. Great people down there. Great people.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's like 6 hours from me. So I mean, it's a little bit of a hike, but it ain't too crazy as long as we don't got too much going on. So
I got 13 hours, so 6 hours you ain't got no excuse there, Dad. So
I don't. You're shut up, Phillip. God darn it!
Hey, you put me on here, so
I don't drive. I don't drive 700 miles a day no more. Okay.
Good thing we're under that 700 miles, so you're in good shape,
dude. I know that's right. Even with an ELD, I did 700 miles a day. Y'all get with me. I'll tell you how to run an ELD right. We're gonna do a whole show on how to do an ELD, how to run logs on an ELD. I'm serious. I will get in so much trouble. The FMCSA will investigate us. But Phillip,
I want to say thank you to everybody that joined in and everybody that's commented on there. I know some of them popped up. I didn't get an answer. But hey, I thank everybody for all the words of encouragement they gave me and things I've seen there. I couldn't call everybody's name out, but I appreciate everybody greatly. I really do.
Well, everyone appreciates you, Phillip, man, and we appreciate you chopping out time with us, like Hunter said. And we know you're a busy man. We've seen you working while you've been on the show. The life of business owner never stops, 24/7. But before we let you go, man, do you have any exiting comments, questions, concerns, updates? Maybe give yourself and Couch Trucking some plugs. Tell everyone where we can find you.
Couch Trucking. We have a Couch Trucking Facebook page, and then you can also look up Phillip Couch. We're on TikTok as new_Testament99. We also have Instagram. It's New Testament 99, and I have an underscore in there. I can't remember. I know I'm bad about keeping up with what everything's got underscored and what don't, but it's on there. You can look us up there. Look us up probably online. I think you can find us online too. Um, we're always looking to grow as the opportunity gives us. We do owner operators as well. It's not always about me buying trucks. It's about bringing in owner operators who can fit this scheme. And and the thing about it is, I won't ask nobody to try nothing new, but if it's something you want to do or not. And if it is, just give us a shout. We'll see if we can't hook you up. And the thing about it is, I guess closing comments. The only thing I would say on that is, let's get back to the old brotherhood ways and let's help each other out and be out here for each other. And and like I said before, I appreciate everybody from their support behind me and what's got me where I'm at today. And and you bring me on the show, I appreciate it greatly. Give me some time to kind of take the business out of it and just have a little bit of fun for a few hours in the middle of a work day. I think it's about time to go eat some vittles here before long. It's always that's always my favorite time of the day. Is when the vittle times comes, and but all in all, honestly, best advice I can give everybody is, hey, just don't worry about everybody else. Just worry about you and stay in your lane and keep your eyes on your goal and your accomplishments. Don't worry about whoever's growing down here faster than you, because if you try to grow with them, you'll go in the hole. Just do you. Do what you can do.
Man.
Now we can end the show.
Fi-yi-yi-yi-yi. You know what I mean? Woo-wee. All right. Hey, Phillip, stick with us for a minute. We're going to go do this final little sponsor break, and we'll wrap up. And if you want to hang out, we'll talk backstage just for a few minutes about the show. If not, you can go. You got stuff to do. We understand. We talked a lot today about brotherhood and being there for each other. Well, aren't all of you some lucky duckies? Because that's what we're all about when it comes to the people that we bleep, 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 bloop, blop, blop, blop. When it comes to with the sponsors on our show, we want to make sure that they provide a service for you, the driver out there, that is going to take care of you and do something right by you. And it's about, with good folks like 7P GPS with their device Trailer Century, that is an anti-theft solution that goes on any air supplied truck or trailer. Protect your assets and your cargo. You can hit them up at 7pgps.com, or you can email sales at 7pgps.com. Make sure you tell them that the Logistics Lounge sent you. And our other fantastic sponsor that's going to be there with you, be there for you with over 50 locations across the country to provide you a safe, secure place to park one truck, two truck, a fleet of trucks, whatever it may be that you need somewhere to put it somewhere safely. Our good friends over there at Freight Ninja. You can hit them up, freightninja.com. Email them at info@freightninja.com. Make sure you use code Lounge Ninja. That's a lot of ninjas in that. I'm going to have to change my pitch there. Use code Lounge Ninja to get yourself some special rates. All right, Mr. Hound, do you have anything you want to say before we chop out this piece?
No, brother. Great show.
Man, this was a phenomenal show. I told you Phillip wasn't going to suck. You need to listen to me more, man. We appreciate everyone watching. Fantastic show as always. We know you expect nothing less from Mr. Hound and I. We are here to please and always succeed to provide wonderful, wonderful shows for you, wonderful guests. Phillip, thank you for joining us. Friday, we have Eckert and Associates. They're going to come on the show. They are going to talk about helping all you drivers with collecting those monies that you lose on things like detention and layover, all those little accessories that you just let go by the wayside. They have a plan to help you collect that money and put it into your pocket, which is where it belongs. So tune in. That show will actually be 3:30 Central. We'll have to change it up a little bit because they're in a different time zone. We had to accommodate for them. So 3:30 Central on Friday. Make sure you tune in. As I always say, chunk them deuces. Mr. Hound, roll that beautiful bean footage.
The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.